there are two kind of energy that anyone really needs to understand. So the first thing is physical energy, and the second thing is mental energy. It's pretty obvious, right? But I'm gonna analyze deep into the specific details of each type of energy. So first, let's talk about the physical energy because it is the most sim. Yeah, this is the most simple one. So physical energy are further divided mm, into strength, like is into the muscle fatigue that's related to strength, and another is related to durability. Uh, Usually in game it's called stability. I think I kind of forgot. So these two, of course, all of our muscles, skeleton muscles, are all connected to our brain. But the reason why I differ them from the brain is that they are just the muscle. My brain just sends a command for this muscle to actually just move up and down to shorten or lengthen. So it's not really counts as a type of mental energy. So mental energy, the first thing is strength related one. So it's a really pretty limited type of energy. It's the usually when people go to the gym, they will try to have some micro tear in their muscle biceps in their muscles. So the strength energy are directly related to the tears that we have in our muscle. So if we have enough tears, then we can't really recover all of that tears, micro tears in the day. So we have to wait for several days with good sleep to be able to actually recover our strength energy. And strength energy can be distributed based on each muscle group. So if we um, if we really use up almost all of the strength energy in our chest, we can still use it in our arm or in our legs. So strength energies are related to different regions of our body, and it's a part of the physical memory branch. And the second branch of the physical energy. The second branch of the physical energy are the I would call it as endurance. Yes, endurance. So endurance. The thing about endurance is that it's pretty easy to recover. It's mostly energy that is stored in our muscle, and after resting for a while, maybe for several minutes, or maybe if it's severe for several hours, and after we eat our stuff, then we get the energy again to go do the activities. So unlike strength related energy that only really tear our muscle when we do heavy related work, mm, endurance type abilities um, revolves around activity that we can do multiple times but have to repeat again and again for a long period of time. So of course, doing the gym, doing the heavy liftings do consume both endurance and strength related energy, but it will be more focused on the strength related kind of energy rather than the endurance kind of stability. And activity like running, it does make our legs sore after we have an intense running practice session, but it's not really focused on the endurance, the strength related thing. It's mostly related to this energy that we can store. It means endurance in our muscle. So I think this is the two main aspects of the physical energy that we have. I think that should that totally should be scientific term for that, but I haven't really searched about that first. It should be called aspect of muscle related to the usage of muscle. It should be around tear, micro tears, how damaged the muscle is, and how much energy we have used from muscle. For example, running only really consume the endurance energy from our legs, and only little in our abdominals and maybe in our arms is minuscule in comparison to the legs and the glutes. Let's move on to the, and then we'll move, after we finish with the physical energy, let's move on to the mental energy. So mental energy here can be many things. The first thing should be in focus. The second, focus energy, like how long we can focus and how intense we could focus at a period of time. The second thing should be related to emotion. So um, how emotional can we be after, how long can we actually be emotional, how intense can we be emotional before we burnt out of it. Like, for example, when we actually laugh for a long period of time, like just having fun for a long period of time, and we just been too positive, they tend to have a period when we have to rest and can't really laugh anymore. It's just similar to when we actually fried our dopamine by playing lots of kind of games or doing too entertaining stuff, and then you just don't really find playing those games entertaining anymore before, if we don't rest for a while. So that's related to emotion. Emotions energy is also directly related to introverts and extroverts. So introverts, they have to use lots of this mental energy to be able to go out to socially expose themselves and contacts with other kind of people. So they constantly drain their emotional energy when they talk with other people or when they're in uncomfortable situations in the public. But for extroverts, they have a different kind of refueling their. So for introverts, they refuel their energy by at the rest without too much conversations and maybe alone for themselves. And extroversions is extroverts, they usually gain energy from other people. So they're the type of people that really gain energy, really value feedback, really likes to be the feeling of being valued or respected by other people, making other people's day happier. So that's also a kind of energy which is called emotional energy, or we can actually call them as social interaction energy. I'm not really sure. It's two main kind of energy. What is the third thing? The third thing, okay, focus on mental energy. The third thing I the third thing I the third thing should be related to other kind of aspects such as our working memories, our ability to memorize. It doesn't really relate it to energy. Oh, the third thing is the kind of energy that are pretty obvious. So it's wake wake energy, awake energy, like lively energy. Like it's the thing that we consume every time we are awake. That's it should be directly related to a kind of chemical, but I don't remember the name, and yeah, I probably don't want to remember that name either. But it's a kind of energy that when we when we sleep, there's a chemical that we clear them off our brain when we sleep and when we awake. And when we are awake, the brain will constantly produce a kind of chemicals, and once those chemicals build up to a certain point, we will feel asleep. And if we try to stay awake, the brain will still allow it, but that chemicals will really cloud our brain. So I kind of call it awake energy. I mean clarity energy. Okay. I'm starting to think my classification of energies kind of sucks. Gotta have to research it on the next day. But that's still pretty valid. Like stuff like coffee can still help us to ignore that sleepiness chemicals. and would still help us to be more awake and productive when we shouldn't really be awake at that time. So yeah, so let's summarize for a bit. We have physical energy and mental energy. Physical energy have strength related energy and endurance energy. The mind, our brain have focus attention energy, have emotional energy, and have liveliness, have clarity, liveliness kind of energy. And both of those types have different ways for us to maintain or even improve our reservoir and our ability to use them at a like the maximum amounts of energy that we can use in an instant. And also there are ways for us to improve our reservoir, like we can definitely improve our strength and we can definitely improve our endurance. Okay, so I'm starting to think the energy things are not really accurate, so I'm gonna change that tomorrow or on further topics. And for mental strength, for our mental thing, mind related stuff, it's harder to improve. But if we have correct method and we can maintenance our brain well by eat well, sleep well, getting good habits, then it can totally improve. Okay, I'm probably still missing on the logical solving aspects of our brains. Yeah, I kind of, and the energy terms aren't really precise. So yeah, overall I should think about the term and should do further research on this topic. But I find that it's pretty interesting. I want to share it to you guys and want to just basically talk to myself, like maybe I'm autistic, I don't know at this point, but I just want to talk to myself, use the Feynman technique on myself, and hopefully some social pressure from YouTube and from the challenge. Day 4, is this day 4? Yeah, day 4 of improving my English speaking skills. So I hope that this would help for my English speaking skills. And I also found it useful to basically conclude and imprint the knowledge that I have in my mind that I haven't really thought clearly about and optimize them. Yeah, I really have conceptual knowledge about those kind of topics, but for me to really say it out loud and maybe to be able to utilize it effectively, there's still a long run to go, and there's still lots of topic inside my mind that are not really conceptualized. So this challenge is more helpful than I thought. It's fantastic, to be honest. Yeah, so that's it for today. See ya tomorrow.